we take this bracket out, get a better the microphone on the inside.
Almost 300 million of these were sold in 2021. And AirPods are by far the most popular. They made up about a third of all earbuds shipped around the world last year. But unlike an iPhone or a Mac, if one of these starts to have an issue, Apple might replace it, but it won't repair them or help you do it yourself. Why is that? To find out, we're gonna take a look inside an AirPod and ask technicians how repairable they actually are. Yeah, so tell me a little bit about what you do at iFixit.
Our job at iFixit is to assess the repairability of electronic and consumer devices. Anything that comes across our teardown table, we break apart to see how repairable it is.
How hard is it to get into these things?
If you want to take this apart non-destructively to replace the batteries, as far as I know, that's impossible.
So we're starting by melting the glue. I'm using this to melt the glue?
Yep.
God, this feels so wrong.
Oh, it's separating. There you go. Yeah, let's take a break here.
Okay.
One of the reasons they use glue is because, yes, it's a very effective way of preventing sweat and moisture from getting inside. The question is it worth the cost?
We can replace the battery now. We're there.
Your AirPod's not going to work anymore, but you could replace the battery.
Okay.
There you go. You got it.
Boom.
Nice.
All right.
I think our best bet is just to use the sonic knife and go right through.
Okay. That definitely went through. Oh, okay, we got it. Do you think Apple could put this thing together?
They won't service these things. I would love to be proven wrong. I would love for Apple to say, actually, yeah, we can get into these and fix these.
So what exactly happens to AirPods after they have issues? Well, Apple says it will replace your AirPod and send the previous one to a best-in-class recycler for responsible handling. Apple doesn't provide repair manuals for AirPods the way it does for some iPhones and Macs. That makes it that much more difficult for third-party technicians to make repairs. And like we saw earlier, since these are so difficult to get into, repairing them probably isn't the most practical option. When it comes to repairability, iFixit rated the original AirPods Pro a definitive 0 out of 10 and says it's one of the most unrepairable among its competitors. So why does that matter? Well, Apple shipped more than 90 million earbuds in 2022 alone. Within a couple of years, a lot of those AirPods will end up being recycled or tossed in the trash because of this part right here. Experts say the batteries used in Bluetooth earbuds only last about 18 months before they start to have problems. Let's take a look at this graph. While not focused specifically on AirPods, it generally shows how lithium-ion batteries age. The x-axis shows how many times the battery is cycled or charged and discharged. The y-axis shows how much the battery can store compared to its initial max. Notice that around 350 cycles, things really drop off. The lead researcher told me that drop in the graph is the reason your device can work fine one day and have performance issues and less battery life the next. Apple acknowledges that rechargeable batteries have a limited lifespan. It says how long they last depends on how often you charge them. Eventually, performance issues might send you back to the Apple Store for a new pair. Or those old earbuds may end up in a drawer, the garbage, or the recycling bin. So can AirPods be repaired?
Yes. If you want, you can try at home, although I don't recommend. It's so tedious.
It may be hard, but that doesn't mean it's impossible. Swap Club will send you a refurbished pair of AirPods and try to repair your old ones. The startup developed a semi-automated way to fix a variety of AirPod issues.
If you do it yourself, it's probably going to take you an hour. and the automation allows us to really scale this.
According to Swap Club, there's just one small problem.
In terms of repairability, we see them just getting tighter and tighter, and we have to continue to change our process to accommodate that with each generation.
There's a ton of tech packed into this tiny thing, and Apple adds more each year. The new H2 chip adds longer battery life. There's also a new skin detection sensor, and it has a new swipe interface and improved microphones for clearer calls.
In the same generation, we've noticed some AirPods have slight differences. The thing that we all love the most about AirPods, which is their tight, small, compact design, is the thing that actually makes it most difficult for them to be repaired.
Apple is working within some guardrails. It can only increase the size so much if you want earbuds that fit snugly in your ears. And Apple doesn't want to make products that are too complicated or look too difficult to use.
So it's not just the manufacturers. We can't just blame the manufacturers for creating the device. Consumers are driving the demand for it.
So after about 2 hours of work, I only managed to tear down one AirPod. And obviously that thing's never gonna work again. To be clear, repairability isn't just an Apple issue. All rechargeable batteries will die eventually, and it's a pretty common practice to hold things together with glue. But the thing is, not all are as hard to repair.